With the investigation now zeroing in on the two people in that cockpit, ABC's Gloria Riviera visiting one of the homes of those pilots herself. She reports in tonight from Kuala Lumpur.
Malaysian investigators are trying to learn all they can of the 239 passengers and crew on Flight 370. Today, they descended on the homes of the pilot and co-pilot.
It was just after 2:42 p.m. when an unmarked vehicle, a white van, came up to the security gates here. It was carrying two officers in plain clothes. They said they were from Malaysia's police headquarters. Just after that, a police car with two officers in uniform came in. They spent over 2 hours here. It's an upscale area. Neighbors say it's a tight-knit community.
Captain Zahari Ahmed Shah, 53 years old, married with children, with over 18,000 hours in the cockpit, kept his own flight simulator at home. Friends say he showed no signs of being troubled.
His character, his personality just doesn't point to that kind of a direction.
His first officer, Farik Abdul Hamid, 27 years old and reportedly engaged to be married. My colleague Bob Woodruff visited his home this week. No one answered the door, but those who knew him had nothing but positive things to say about him.
He's a neighbor, he's a good guy.
Malaysian officials are not citing specific evidence that focuses on either man, and say earlier concerns about two Iranians traveling on false passports have also yielded nothing incriminating. The deepening mystery, agony for the families. This man, whose 29-year-old son, an aviation engineer, was a passenger, said news the plane flew for hours gave him hope his son is still alive. On the other side of the globe this week,
oh, it's a great son.
Family members of missing American Philip Wood say they are relying on faith.
I know in my heart that Philip's with God.
David, seeing these families who with each passing day are getting so few new details, they're also getting such little consolation. David?
Gloria Riviera reporting in tonight. Gloria, our thanks to you. I want to bring in our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight, right there in our Washington bureau. And Pierre, first off, we know the FBI is offering to help here, but when you hear 8 days before they even went to the pilots' homes, there's got to be some frustration for American authorities.
Clearly, valuable time was lost, as the pilots would be among the people police would want to know the most about early on in this investigation. Law enforcement officials here are baffled as to why it took so long to do a search of those homes you see. The quandary for U.S. law enforcement is simple. The Malaysians are in complete control of the police investigation, and the FBI thus far has not been invited to go in country to help.
The FBI not invited in yet, and we heard Gloria report there about the flight simulator found inside that pilot's home. Not entirely uncommon, but is it at all worrisome here, Pierre?
It's not uncommon for pilots to own flight simulators, we're told, but the key here is investigators will want to know what type of maneuvers he recently practiced. They might find information about that big left turn. That might inform their thinking as to whether he had any role, David.
All right, Pierre Thomas with us from Washington tonight. Pierre, thank you. Our coverage of the mystery of Flight 370 this Saturday night.